Hello and welcome to my new channel, Starville, where we'll be talking all things Star Wars and Marvel. I will be talking about new films, TV shows and games that will be coming out in both Marvel and the Star Wars franchise. I will also be sharing some facts of all things I know to do with Marvel and Star Wars, so hopefully people can learn a few things that they don't know already, and I'm sure I'll be doing a few reviews of films and that as well in the future. So, for this first video, I'm going to be talking about my favourite Star Wars films ranked from best to worst. For this first video, I will only be talking about the first 9 films, or the original saga, so all the spin-offs won't be included in this first episode. So before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So, my first and favourite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi. I love this film just because I feel like it wraps up all the films really nicely. Well, I say all the films, the original 6 movies, the George Lucas ones. Yeah, it just brings it all together at the end, especially when they redid it in 2004 with Hayden Christensen's ghost replacing the original one at the end. I just think that brought it together really nicely. That is the story of Star Wars, is Luke trying to make his way in the galaxy and saving his father from the dark side, and yeah, he ends up doing that. Anakin returns to the light, and I just think it's a beautiful film. I love it. Great cast, and yeah, I think that will forever be my favourite of the Star Wars movies. My second favourite of the Star Wars movies is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I think this is a great film because it's probably the most action-packed, I feel like, all the way through, and it's dark as well. Like Anakin's being twisted by the Emperor, and yeah, I just think it keeps you gripped all the way through, and it has probably the best lightsaber scene of all the Star Wars films at the end when Obi-Wan and Anakin have their duel on Mustafar. I just think it's such a good film. Like, it keeps you gripped all the way through, and I absolutely love it, so I have to put it as my second favourite Star Wars film. My third favourite film is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This is where Anakin first taps into the dark side, where his mother dies, and yeah, I just think it's got a big meaning behind it. This is also where he really starts to fall in love with Padme, and his life really does start to turn at that point. But yeah, brilliant film, and of course the ending is amazing. I absolutely love the Battle of Geonosis, where you have like Mace Windu, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, and all the others fighting on Geonosis in the arena at the end. I think it's absolutely incredible. I love all the lightsabers. It's, yeah, it's just a really nice action-packed ending. And of course we get to see Yoda fighting for the first time in the movies against Count Dooku at the end, so another great film. So, fourth is of course Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Everyone's probably thinking when this is going to come on the list. It is one of the most iconic Star Wars movies ever, and got one of the most memorable quotes in film history, that I am your father. I think it's an amazing film. It's really good throughout. Yeah, Luke learns his way through the Force. He starts to get trained by Yoda and Obi-Wan, and yeah, absolutely brilliant film. Of course, you've got the famous scene of the Hoth battle, the Imperial Walkers. It's really a great film. I can see why a lot of people like it, so I'm going to put it fourth, just because, yeah, I really enjoy this episode as well. So, my fifth favourite movie in the franchise is Episode 1. This is where Anakin just starts out, and it's got Qui-Gon, who I really like. I think Qui-Gon is an amazing Jedi, and I hope we see more of him in the future, perhaps in the Obi-Wan series that will be coming up. But yeah, I think it's really great. It tells the story of well, how this all begun, really. Without their ship being damaged, they would have never landed on Tatooine and found the Chosen One, Anakin. So it's just the kickstart to the whole franchise, and I think it's done brilliantly. And of course, it's got Darth Maul in, who I think everyone likes Darth Maul. Only downside of this movie is Darth Maul wasn't in it long enough, but we do see him in the Clone Wars, so that's good. But yes, this is my fifth favourite Star Wars movie. Okay, so number 6 on the list is of course A New Hope, an amazing film, and it's actually very close between Episode 6 and Episode 1 here. It's a tough decision for me, but I ended up going for this as number 6. This is a really good film, and this is actually the first of the Star Wars films, so this is technically the film that kicks off the Star Wars as such, but it doesn't like start the Star Wars story. But yeah, this is just Luke in the galaxy trying to find his way. I think, yeah, it's a really nice film. He meets his sister at that point. He doesn't know, Leia, and one of his best friends, Han and Chewie. But yeah, I think it's really great. It's got a lot of comedy in it with R2 and C-3PO. It's just a lovely film, a classic, and I really do like it. So it was a tough decision between those two, but I'm going to put this one here. So number 7 on the list is The Rise of Skywalker. I thought this was actually a pretty good film. I did enjoy this film. There was its ups and downs, but I liked the idea that all the Jedi came back at the end through the Force and spoke to Rey. Yeah, I think it, sort of wrapped it up nicely. I mean, it was quite good. The idea of Palpatine being back. I know some people don't like it, but I all round thought it was probably the best out of the 3 sequel movies. So, number 8 is The Force Awakens. I thought this was actually pretty good. It started to open up what would become of Rey and actually Finn. I thought they'd do more with Finn, but unfortunately they didn't really end up doing much with him after this episode. But yeah, I thought it opened up alright. I mean, I was quite sad that we didn't see much of Luke. We only saw him at the end, and of course Han Solo died, which I wasn't that keen on really, them killing him off. But yeah, it was alright. It was okay. And of course that leaves probably the worst of the Star Wars films for me, which is Episode 8. I really didn't feel like that much had happened in this film. Yeah, they did kill off Snoke, but it just seemed a bit put together, really, a bit rushed. And yeah, the way they killed off Luke was a bit, depressing. He didn't even actually go. He was just the other side of the universe and then rejected himself. Yeah, it was okay, but definitely not my favourite of the Star Wars films. But yes, anyway, that's my list of the Star Wars movies. In the comments, if you want to put what your favourite Star Wars films are in order, let me know. But yeah, I will maybe also add some of the spin-off films to this list in the future if anyone wanted me to. Like the Clone Wars film and Rogue One, Solo. So if anyone wanted me to add those, I can. But yes, that's the end of this first video. Like I said, subscribe and stay tuned for more. I think next I will probably be doing the MCU films, not all the Marvel films, but just the sort of 23 MCU movies from best to worst again, which will obviously be a lot longer because there's 23 of them instead of 9. But yeah, stay tuned, and we will have more content out soon. Goodbye, and may the Force be with you.